diagnosed with retinitis pigmentosa when I was 15 years old, RP as it's known, and I was really embarrassed about it, and I went to school and I was worried about kids making fun of me. I was worried about them not wanting to be my friend because I had there was such a big difference in me and them. And so I hid that. So many other things happened, but none of them are as significant as what I would experience in my future. And I was 20 years old, right before I turned 21, I had a baby girl, and she was delivered, and the pressure and how scared I was that Julia was born to a very young mom terrified me. So as I'm in the hospital, 2 days after Julia was delivered, a Child Protective Services social worker came to my room, and she said to me, "Ms. Alvarez, we're going to need for you to demonstrate some things because the hospital is very worried about you taking Julia home because you're blind." And I was really angry, and I was really upset, and I was pretty insulted, and I didn't know what to do. So I had to pass these tests. I had to hold Julia, feed her, I had to bathe her, and I had to dress her appropriately in front of the social worker. And I did those things, and it changed my life, because after the anger, I realized that I needed to move forward in my life, and I needed to look normal. I needed to present to society that I was a regular mom, and that I'm confident, and that I could do those things, because it was more important to take Julia home than to worry about how angry I was. But just so you guys can sleep tonight, I want you to know that Julia is 19, and my other children, and they're all watching, and so you guys are okay. She's good to go. Speaking of being okay, I want you guys to know that I'm going to talk to people who can see, and then I'm going to talk to people who can't see, my people. So first, I want to start talking to all of you who can see, and I want to explain to you, it's important that you know that people who are blind can do regular stuff. Like, we can put our makeup on, we can comb our hair, we can pick out nice outfits, we can tell you how to get from point A to point B. I can tell you that you can back out of my driveway, go left, take a right on Grover, first light you come to, take a left on Koenig, next street light that you come to is going to be Lamar, go south on Lamar, take right down to 6th Street, take a right, my favorite bar right there. I can tell you all of those things. Can do all of those things. And you got to believe in that. And it's hard not to help. Help is how we feel good. But sometimes help isn't always welcome. I'm standing at the corner of a light-controlled intersection, and I'm listening because I want to know what this light cycle is doing, where the traffic is coming from, and I need to be sure that when I cross, it's safe and that it's my turn to cross. Inevitably, somebody jumps out of his car, grabs me by the arm, drags me across the street, and I'm like, I'm supposed to say thank you. So thank you, but I'm now on the wrong side of the street that I didn't want to be on, and totally, completely, 100% disoriented, and I got to step right back in that corner and listen again. So help, yes. All you have to do is ask, do you need help? And we may say no, or we may say yes, but it's a choice. Also, it occurs to me that people, when they meet somebody who is blind, it is very, very difficult for you all to say this B word. So we're going to practice. Think in your head, Valerie is blind. Think in your head, Valerie is blind. Now say, Valerie is blind.
Valerie is blind.
Perfect. Now, my people, we're not visually challenged, visually disabled, we're
Blind.
perfect. And now you guys are comfortable with saying the word
Blind.
perfect. So it is that simple. It is just, I know it's not here, but we just bridged a gap. So thank you very much for doing that. Now I want to talk to my people. I mean, all of you are my people in some way, right? My girlfriends, my brown people, my shorties, we're all people. But right now, I'm going to talk to my people, my blind people, because we also bear the burden of helping to bridge gaps, to help bridge differences. One thing is that sometimes it can be really difficult not to ask for help. So when you ask for help and you are with your coworkers, your family, your friends, or just average people, it's hard if you're constantly asking for help, for them not to really think of it as an annoyance. And you're kind of a pain, and all of a sudden you walk into the room and there are people like, oh Lord, run away from the blind girl. So I want you guys to know, my people to know, that what skills do we have to hold the help card? Listen, I'm going to be really honest. If you say to me, hey, Valerie, come with me to buffet, I'm going to go, not my most shining moment, buffets. So what skill do I have in my repertoire that I look the most graceful? That's not one of them. However, there are some graceful things that I have in my repertoire that I do want you to see in the moments that are important, the moments that matter. So I'm going to this buffet, and I'm going to go to the buffet, and I have my plate, and there's someone next to me, and I lightly tap their foot with my cane, and I say, hi, how are you? And he might go, I'm fine, how are you? And I say, what looks good to you? He might go, vegetarian lasagna, and I'm like, me too, great. And then I might say, get the lasagna, and I might say, do you think that you could carry this drink for me while I carry my plate and use my cane, and I can look the most graceful, and I can hold on to my help card? And it's those kind of techniques that we're hoping that together as blind people we can share with our young kids. And lastly, I want us to really know that what we look like to people who can see, it matters. We wish that we lived in a society that didn't matter, but it does. People who can see rely and judge, intentionally or not intentionally, what people look like based on what they're wearing. So I get to Texas State, this is true story. Get to Texas State yesterday, and I'm coming to rehearsal. I'm in Centennial Hall, and there's two brilliant professors, doctor and doctor. And we stand in front of the library, in front of the elevator, and one of the doctors says, what do you think about our new boss? The other professor says, well, I think he's really great. And she's like, the other one goes, no, he's awesome. He wears jeans. And then the other one goes, no, he doesn't. He wears khakis. And then the other, no, I've seen him wear jeans. And it wasn't even Friday. And she goes, oh, great. So I thought for this meeting, I came in cash because he wears jeans. This man's jeans, khakis, was discussed from the time we went, pressed the button to go up, got in the elevator, get off the path, and I knew that this man wears jeans, and so he must be cool, friendly, nice boss. So that's what people who can see, that they look at those things, and it is important, and it is up to us, because polka dots and stripes is not going to do it. I want you guys to know that we can all teach each other those things, and that's our burden to bear as people who are blind. So I really am talking about two separate communities. But in order for us to come together, for us to bridge gaps, it's important that we, people who are blind, that we gain the skills and we have grace and we are prepared to live in the world that we live in today. And as people who can see, I want you to know that if you are a business owner, if you are a human resource person, if you have a nonprofit organization and you take volunteers, or you simply have a book club, I challenge you and dare you to think about having somebody involved who is a friend or a family member or a professional skilled qualified applicant who happens to be blind a chance. And you know, my favorite poet / rapper, Eminem, he says, "You only get one shot. Do not miss this opportunity to blow. This chance only comes once in a lifetime. This is your chance. Don't forget about this chance." I was in a restaurant. It might have been a bar grill, but I was sitting there and I sat at the table, and there was a table next to me, and there was a guy there. He was with his friends, so there was 4 guys and 1 girl, and he was saying, "I can't believe this. How can I not get a date? I'm handsome, I make a lot of money, I have a wonderful car, I own my own house. What's wrong with me?" And the girl goes, "Well, how are your relationship?" And he goes, "No, I'm good." And he says, "Can you believe it? What's going on with women these days?" So, being that I can hear everything they're saying, I walk over there and I tell him, tap him on his shoulder, and I say, "Excuse me, sir. Seems like you got all the boxes checked, but how are you judging people by their character? How are you about giving someone like me an opportunity? I mean, I didn't mean me, but how are you about giving someone like me an opportunity? Because I don't have a choice but to judge you by the content of your character. Are you doing the same?" Thank you.